Part 2 of Full Court Press Basketball Debate, June 16th, 2015. Sorry we had to end Part 1 so quickly. It was only 10 minutes long, but I wanted to make sure we didn't lose the recording. Big trade happened yesterday. The Los Angeles Clippers trade Matt Barnes and Spencer Hawes to Charlotte and acquire Lance Stephenson. Yvonne, let's talk about this trade. In your mind, which team won this trade and why?
The Clippers sent Matt Barnes and Spencer Hawes to the Hornets. In other words, Barnes and Hawes had nothing to say about this.
Absolutely not.
So the Clippers decided to give away Barnes and Hawes to get Stevenson.
Correct. That is correct.
I'm going to have to get your input on this because, to be perfectly honest with you, if they had traded two players, Barnes and Hawes, for some name player, that would be different. But they traded two players for Stevenson? I mean, I'm not saying he's not good. But it's not like they acquired a Kobe Bryant or something for this trade. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think the Clippers got all that they could out of it?
No. Do you? You got 2 for 1, but the one that you got is not... Was the one that they got worth the 2 that they gave up?
In certain aspects, yes. Because...
Now, I understand getting rid of Barnes for his attitude.
Because of Lance Stephenson. Lance Stephenson's ability to defend. To defend at the shooting guard or small forward position is very key. Especially in the Western Conference when you've got guys like Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Stevenson is a matchup nightmare as far as defensive purposes go, and the Clippers were really lacking defense at both of those positions, 2 and 3. I don't think it's a question the Clippers won this trade because not that I think Matt Barnes and Spencer Hawes aren't going to benefit Charlotte. They will. I think
of course they
that
will.
Stevenson, though, belongs in a big market. I consider him an elite defender in this league, not an elite player, an elite defender.
There's a big difference.
He's a top 10 defender in this league.
That's a big difference.
But the Clippers don't need an elite player. I think they've got elite players.
Okay.
Okay. Where I get faulted with this is now you've got even less of a bench than you already had.
Yeah.
The Clippers' main problem was that they had no one with experience coming off of the bench.
Exactly. They had starters
Your best bench player, debatable really, was either Jamal Crawford or Austin Rivers. And let's be honest, Crawford's inconsistencies in these playoffs were just ridiculous. Okay?
Right.
And Rivers came out of nowhere, but it is Austin Rivers. I think you can do a little bit better than that.
Well, Austin Rivers had one phenomenal night that I think was a fluke.
Okay.
He was just on that night.
I don't think it's a question.
You can't count on that.
I don't know if you can pick a winner to this trade until you see what more the Clippers are going to do. Because
What does that mean?
The Clippers have to do something with DeAndre Jordan. Is DeAndre Jordan going to re-sign? He's a free agent. I don't know. If DeAndre Jordan doesn't re-sign, which I'll talk about next.
Are they offering him to re-sign?
They want to, yes. They want to offer him the max.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wise, advisable, or no?
In what respect?
Give me what you think.
Is it wise from a player aspect? Yes. because the man has led the league in rebounding the past 2 seasons.
Sure.
And he has shot the top field goal percentage
Okay.
this past season.
It's
Yes.
a lot of money for somebody who can't shoot a free throw.
And that stirs the pot. And that
Is aggressive.
and that doesn't seem to get along with Blake Griffin.
Right.
So who are you investing more future in?
So you got right.
That's where the problem with Stevenson comes in.
Right.
To me. And here's question B, Stevenson to the Clippers, good or bad, and why? It's great from a playing aspect. It's a fantastic Chris Paul and Lance Stevenson in the same backcourt? Oh yeah, all day.
All day. I agree.
Need I remind you that Lance Stevenson's antics get him in trouble? Blowing in LeBron James's ear.
Yes.
He loves the media.
Yeah.
He loves the attention.
He wants to be in the spotlight no matter good or bad.
My problem with that
That
is
backfires.
so does Blake Griffin.
Right.
So does DeAndre Jordan.
Right. You got media hogs on the floor.
And recently, Chris Paul's been a little bit
Yep.
of one.
I'm going to agree with that.
Also, Stevenson missed 11 games this past season. How's his health?
Right.
There's question marks there. There are a lot of question marks about this deal. Now, don't get me wrong. If they re-sign DeAndre Jordan, and they all have the same goal in mind, and if Lance Stevenson fits into this, and there is going to be the knocking of heads. There's going to be. It is inevitable.
But that's not always a bad thing.
Correct.
Okay?
If they can turn that into
Into something
momentum, if they
productive.
can turn that into productivity,
Right.
and they have the same end goal in mind,
It'll be phenomenal.
I don't know who's going to mess with the Clippers in the West.
Right. And I agree with you. But it still brings us back to the same key point. Was it worth giving up 2 to get 1?
If I am inclined to say yes.
We'll see how it
Right
works
now,
out.
I'm inclined to say yes.
It's going to be a personality as well as a media hog contest.
Correct.
That's what it's all going to be. And you know the sad part? It shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't be.
It should be about, did we get these people, or did we get this person, or give away these people to benefit the team? We shouldn't have to worry about,
I think
oh my God, we got this person. Now we've got 4 people vying for being the biggest name in the newspaper and being the one who starts or ends the most controversy. That should not even be a factor in all this.
Well, here's why I think I'm inclined to agree with you. Here's where I think bringing Lance Stevenson into town creates more pressure for one Chris Paul, because he is the one guy that can get their heads on straight and that can help them and say, hey,
if he wants to.
right, hey, stay out of the media, don't talk to them,
If he wants
don't release
to.
this crap, stay away, concentrate on the play.
If he
That
wants
will
to.
be Chris Paul's job.
Not if he's not if he handles himself the way he's been doing lately.
Will he embrace that? That's the question.
Well, that's the first thing I've had negative to say about Chris Paul in I don't know how long. But if he acts with Stevenson and the 4 who want to be the top dog and in the media with their name in the paper, the way he was acting at the end when they had 3 chances to pull it out and they didn't, then this is going to backfire big time.
I will never forgive him for that.
I won't either. And that's a big statement from me.
The Denver Nuggets hire former Sacramento Kings head coach Mike Malone as their head coach. The questions are good or bad move and why, and how will he help Denver?
I have no idea. You're going to have to handle this
I'm
one.
here to tell you right now that this is not going to help. And Mike Malone is in for a disaster. And he has no idea what he has gotten himself into.
Why?
And
Help me understand.
I don't say that. I
Okay.
don't say that.
Please qualify that. Because I don't know anything about it.
Because when
Where's he coming
it is not
from?
about him.
Okay.
See, that's what everybody's missing.
Okay, but first of all, where's he coming from?
He was fired last year by Sacramento. This past season by Sacramento.
Because of their record.
Correct.
Okay. Now I'm up to speed. Go ahead.
Here's why he is running into an unmitigated disaster. Because when you take on a job like the Denver Nuggets, you're in a big market, number one.
Okay. Understood.
So there's pressure there
Of course.
to succeed. The Denver Nuggets have been a pretty successful franchise since their coming into the NBA back in the 80s. They've been a very successful franchise. You have to live up to that. That's an expectation that goes with the job. Secondly, roster moves. What is Kenneth Faried's future? Where are you going to get a bench from? You need a superstar on that team. Where are you going to get it from?
They have no
Mike Malone.
bench.
Mike Malone needs to figure some of that stuff out. And number three is you have to deal with one Ty Lawson, who is always in prison for beating on his wife or doing something else. Ty Lawson will be the reason that Mike Malone will not succeed. Because Ty Lawson...
Wow, baby, that's a really big statement.
Ty Lawson is nothing but drama. Ty Lawson is an unmitigated disaster. Ty Lawson is an atrocity. The Denver Nuggets organization right now, because they're not giving away Ty Lawson for a bag of chips, is an atrocity. He went to prison twice this past season. He'd have been off my team the first time. He goes twice.
Especially when he went to prison for.
Correct. He goes twice and he's still on that team.
Especially when he went to prison for.
I'd give him
Would you
away.
like to bring the audience up to date?
They know about it. That happened back in January.
Okay.
That, I would sell him for a bag of Fritos.
Why don't you tell us what you really think?
It is an unmitigated disaster. It is an atrocity. Mike Malone. Now, don't get me wrong. I wish Mike Malone nothing but the best because he is a good head coach. He just didn't have anything in Sacramento. He had nothing besides DeMarcus Cousins. Nothing. However, you're going from bad
To worse.
I don't know if it's worse. That's the problem.
Well, okay, and I agree with you. We can, however, say that he did not set himself up for success. He set himself up.
He doesn't know what he set himself up for.
Right. He did not automatically set himself up for
No,
success.
there's no questioning.
Okay? He's got a hell of a road. And can we not forget to say, because you know, I'm the type of person, you're not. I'm the type of person that sees gray. You see black and white. I see a lot of
I see gray about certain things.
Can we not forget to say, give the devil his due? Ty Lawson can be a hell of a player.
Oh,
when he
there's
wants
no
to
question
be.
about it.
He is a hell
There
of a
is no
player.
question. He's a top 10 point guard in the league.
He is a hell of a player.
He's a top 10 point
when
guard in
he's
this league.
not in trouble or not causing controversy.
The problem is he's always causing controversy.
Yes. Yes.
There is no doubt
But
in my
his
mind.
skill and his ability and his basketball knowledge,
There's no doubt about it.
he could be.
He is a top 10 point guard in this
Right.
league. He is.
Right.
There is no doubting it.
Right.
However, can you stay on the court?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, it is Mike Malone's job
Just
to
straighten
find
him
a
out.
replacement.
Well, do you think, I don't know Mike Malone, is he the type of coach that you think is going to be able to help him straighten out?
I think he might be able to. If he dealt with DeMarcus Cousins, I think he can deal with Ty Lawson.
Okay. Would you rank him like a Greg Popovich
No,
who would be able to
absolutely
handle? Okay.
Oh, he'll be able to handle it. But he goes about it a different way.
Okay.
He goes about it, and nobody does it like Popovich does. Maybe except Doc Rivers.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's an unmitigated disaster. I do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
You think he... Do you know how much courage and guts it took to sit Rondo for the rest of the season? Because he couldn't get along with his coach.
Oh, Rick Carlisle, yeah.
Okay. Are we talking about Mike Malone and Rick Carlisle in the same vein here?
No.
Is he's not? Okay.
No.
That's the type of coach, a Popovich or a Carlisle or somebody like that Ty Lawson needs to be. And I don't know what Mike Malone is like. Is he that type?
I don't know.
I guess time will tell.
Correct.
Okay?
76ers Joel Embiid could miss the entire season next year due to his foot injury.
I don't even know who that is.
Joel Embiid was drafted number 4 overall last year out of Kansas. Missed the entire season with
And
a
got
foot
paid.
injury. He could miss all of next season with the foot
What
injury.
is wrong with his foot?
It's been giving him trouble since he was in college.
Then why draft him number 4?
Thank you. Thank you.
Why was he the 4th draft pick?
This to me, time out, because
Wait a minute.
I got a lot to say about this.
Okay, but wait. He was that good in college and then got
No.
injured and then...
No. See, it has nothing to do with Embiid. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, you got to bring me up to date on this one.
The Philadelphia 76ers have never been the same since Allen Iverson left.
Okay.
I'm going to start with that.
Okay.
Okay. Allen
Not
Iverson.
that you're not prejudiced or anything.
No, but it's factual information.
Okay.
Allen Iverson brought with him a certain attitude. It is undeniable. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I'm giving a history lesson, but yes, this applies.
Okay.
Allen Iverson, you and I both know very well.
Yeah.
He brought with him into the NBA a certain attitude, especially in the early 2000s when he won his MVP award and started with the shooting sleeve. He was the first guy to bring out the shooting sleeve and
Right.
the headband and the cornrows and the tattoos.
Right.
He started the hip-hop era in the NBA.
Okay.
Well, the Philadelphia 76ers...
He also started the don't give a damn and I'm going to get the job done and nobody's going to
Correct.
tell me what to do.
The
attitude,
Philadelphia 76ers...
Which was not received well in the beginning.
Right. But the Philadelphia 76ers ended up embracing that.
But he did walk the walk after he talked the talk.
Oh, he ran the walk.
Yeah.
Okay?
He wasn't all just-
when nobody else thought he
Right,
could. He
right.
was the only one. Him and Larry Brown
Right.
were the only ones that knew he could
They
do
thought
it.
he was all talk.
It goes back to that. When AI left in 06 to go to, guess where? Denver, which we were just talking about, that
Right.
unmitigated disaster that hasn't been the same since Carmelo left.
Okay.
Okay? When AI left, the best that Philadelphia had was one Andre Iguodala,
Okay.
who is doing pretty well for himself out in Golden State now.
Yeah, except he can't shoot a free throw to save his
But
life.
Iguodala was never a superstar. Philadelphia has never had a superstar since Allen Iverson. It has been that long since the Philadelphia 76ers. I hate to say it because I love the 76ers. Were relevant. It has been that long. They have gone
Not
through...
this past season, but last
They
year.
have gone through head
oh
coaches.
my God.
They have gone through 8 head coaches since 2005.
Are you serious?
8 head coaches.
Now that I did not know.
They have gone
Terminated or replaced or
Replaced.
whatever.
They have gone
Wow.
through 2 GMs since 2002. The owner has threatened to sell the franchise 3 different times.
The current owner?
Mhm.
Who is the current
I
owner?
forget, his name slips my mind at this very moment.
Okay, it's irrelevant. Go
My
ahead.
point is, their front office
Is in trouble.
is a disaster.
Yeah.
Their front office is an atrocity. And the front office is the people that hire the coach.
Yeah. Well, it's
The
a chain of
coach.
command thing.
And the coach
Yeah,
says who he wants as his assistant coaches.
absolutely.
Now, let's give credit to one Brett Brown, who is the current Philadelphia head coach,
Okay.
for hanging in there
Uh-huh.
and not saying peace after the year that you mentioned 2 years ago.
Right.
So he stuck with them this past season, and they ended up winning some games. You know, like beating the Pelicans.
Right.
Brett Brown has done a phenomenal job, but their front office is still atrocious. Which is what brings me to
Well, when
this.
you've got an organizational problem in the front office to begin with, it's going to roll
Embiid.
downhill.
Joel Embiid is the perfect comparison to a name that you've heard before a lot over the past couple of weeks. And that would be Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
The projected #1 overall
Yeah.
for the June 25th draft.
Okay.
Okay? They are very comparable. They are overrated in college. They are lazy big men. Not lazy. Joel Embiid reminds me a lot of Omer Asik. He's there for defense. He is there because he is 7'1". He is there because he is 270 pounds. He is nothing but size. But what good is size? Sitting in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
The fact that you would even
Or home with your
draft-
foot propped up.
Right. The fact that you would even draft Joel Embiid
The fourth one.
and pass up a guy like Marcus Smart, who led Boston to the playoffs this year.
Well, how did that even happen?
The fact that they passed up Elfrid Payton
Oh, man.
to get Joel Embiid, who has yet to play a game in his career
And
and
is-
will probably miss next season.
And marking the calendar and still making the dollars.
Come on. This just shows how disastrous this Philadelphia franchise has become since Allen Iverson has
I'm
departed.
still trying to figure out how he became the fourth draft pick.
Because of the media. It's what they're doing with Karl Anthony Towns.
Not his outstanding play in
He's
time.
good. He's decent. He's decent.
Okay.
But he came out of college after 1 year. Was injured in college, by the way.
Oh my God.
Played only half the season in college.
Oh my God.
1 year. Played half a season in college.
So he got that
And
fourth
got-
draft pick from Media Hype.
Correct. Which is why Karl Anthony Towns is going to go first. And you're going to see Jahlil Okafor with the Los Angeles Lakers winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
Because Minnesota's going to pass on him.
Who should really be the first pick
Yes, he should be.
because he's so much better.
Without question.
Yeah. Hey, good job for the Lakers.
Vlade Divac, general manager of the Sacramento Kings, on the possibility of trading DeMarcus Cousins. Quote, "If it's MJ, I'll think about it." Your thoughts, and what does this show to you?
What does that even mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Would you trade DeMarcus Cousins? Oh yeah, if I got MJ.
Oh, that's what he meant? In other words, he wants to hang on to DeMarcus Cousins so bad, the only person he feels would be able to qualify to take his place would be Michael Jordan.
Your thoughts, and what does this show
thinks
to you?
that much of him. That's just stupid. Well,
Vlade Divac has a tendency to spout off at the mouth.
he obviously has no filter because he didn't think about that before he said it.
I'm going to start by saying that I firmly believe that DeMarcus Cousins, as an all-around player, is a top 5 big man in this league currently. Okay? The guys that I would put above him would be Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Tim Duncan if he returns. There's not too many others I would put above DeMarcus Cousins. Okay? I'm going to start by saying that I think DeMarcus Cousins is a fantastic player that has a very bright future in this league. That doesn't mean I'm going to compare him
To Michael Jordan. That's an unbelievable
Let's
statement he
be
made.
real here. You mean to tell me?
There's no comparison. That was a stupid comment.
You mean to tell me, for 1 second, that if the Houston Rockets called up Vlade Divac and said, hey, we want DeMarcus Cousins, we'll give you Dwight Howard, you think for 1 second Divac would hesitate to answer with a yes? I know I wouldn't. Give me a break. Give me a break.
So, do you think he made this statement just to pump up Cousins
I think
and
he's
make
trying to
Cousins feel like that's how important he is to the team?
Correct.
And make Cousins maybe get his act together a little bit more?
And want to stay after next season because he becomes a free agent?
Not only, yeah, but let's not forget, Cousins is controversial too. Maybe it's going to make him feel more valued and more special and want to hang around for longer.
Bingo. Bingo. And you know what? He is that value to that team.
Well,
he is.
Maybe that was the best thing Divac could have said then, if it works. But don't compare him to Michael Jordan.
That would be like me comparing Anthony Davis to Michael Jordan. And I love Anthony Davis. I love everything about
Yeah,
Anthony
but there's
Davis.
no comparison.
I think with Anthony Davis, you're going to be looking at a multiple-time MVP and a multiple-time champion.
Right.
But that's the future. You do not.
You can't predict the future.
I find this to be
You
incredibly...
can't change the past. You can't predict the future. You deal with the present.
I find this to be incredibly insulting to Michael Jordan.
Right.
Actually,
You think?
I can't believe this was even uttered. I cannot believe
you
this
know
was
what?
even uttered.
This was a pat on the back, boost Cousins' ego so he won't go anywhere, and that's why he made this absolutely ridiculous asinine comment.
Stephen Curry was treated for dehydration after Game 5. Your thoughts?
Okay? They treated others for dehydration. The way he played, he probably needed it. I mean, he weighs all of what?
The point to me...
And he played almost the entire game.
LeBron played more minutes than he did.
I understand that. LeBron needed to be treated and was having leg cramps and all that, what, 2 games ago? I mean, they're wearing these guys out. I have said that from day one. These guys are functioning right now on pure willpower and determination. I mean, their tongues are almost hanging out on the floor. Number one, they need better benches so they can rotate their players out. Number two, nobody should have to get, if you're in the NBA and you get to the finals, nobody should have to play the entire game. Period. You should have a better team than that. And number three, nobody should be playing without longer breaks in between games so they can get their health back. Every time they play one of these guys out on that floor and they have to play almost the entire game and get to the point where they have to go to the hospital and get IV fluids because they're so dehydrated, they are running the risk of losing that guy as a player and they're risking his health, and shame on them.
I'm going to take it a step further than that. When you get to the NBA Finals, you have proven that you are the best team in your conference.
Right.
You have earned the right to be there.
Right.
You have earned the right to play in this championship series. Have they not earned the right to get rest in between games?
Have they also not earned the right, and don't you think they should already have enough players sitting on the bench to rotate
I don't think
out?
that's as big of a problem if you space out the games.
Right.
I think that's the main issue.
I agree.
They have earned the
I've
right.
always said that.
I think the finals should be both teams at 100%. That is the only way you will ever know who is truly the better team.
And by the time they get to the finals, they're so worn out from the regular
Which
season.
is why I'm saying they've earned the right to rest for 3 or 4 days.
Oh my
between
gosh.
games. They have earned the right.
So if Adam Silver had anybody out there knows him and has any pull or connection with him, please change this rule in the offseason.
Speaking of Adam Silver, something that we're not debating about because it happened 2 weeks ago and I forgot to put it on there. He says there's little possibility for a Hack-a-Shaq change.
Why? Because there's no way to get around it?
Oh, there's ways to get around it.
No, but is he saying there's
I
no
don't
way
know.
to get around it?
I don't know.
All you gotta do is change it to make it a flagrant.
Correct.
That would nix that right away.
Michelle Roberts, leader of the NBA PA, wants to change the placement of courtside cameramen. Good or bad move and why? And what would be your solution, Yvonne, to this problem?
And you know what had to finally happen for somebody to address this?
LeBron.
LeBron getting gash cuts in his head.
I have problems with that.
running into the cameraman
I have a couple of problems
who was
with that.
sitting on the sideline.
I have a couple of problems
to the
with that.
point that he was bleeding.
I have a couple of problems with that.
Did we really have to let it get to this point before
No,
we
I
realized
have a-
that we have a
No,
problem
I
with
think,
the cameraman sitting on the floor?
See, I've got multiple problems with this, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Of course I think it's a good move.
What would be your solution? How could they?
Move them up, camera angles, repositioning the cameras throughout the stadium, get more overhead shots. There's a lot of different ways they can handle this. A lot of different ways.
Do you, for 1
They're
second,
sitting right behind the line.
Mhm.
Are you kidding me?
do you think, for 1 split second, that this is finally becoming a topic because it happened to LeBron?
Yes. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a
Now, how
doubt.
in the hell is that fair?
It's not.
I have a couple of problems with this.
It's not. It's not fair at all. But it took LeBron getting hurt before somebody realized that it needed to be addressed,
I have
talked
seen
about, or dealt
players
with.
tore ACL
Oh,
by
absolutely.
running into cameramen.
Absolutely.
I have seen knees go to the side
Yep,
because cameramen are right under the goal.
absolutely.
I saw Paul George
Yes.
almost in his career trying to avoid a cameraman.
That's right. He didn't want to hurt the cameraman and he ended up hurting himself more.
Broke his
than it-
leg.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's lucky to be standing,
Oh, he's lucky he still has a career.
okay? He is lucky that he's not in a wheelchair.
It's because it happened to LeBron. No doubt in my
I
mind.
have a problem
Please
with
tell me that you don't. You agree?
I have a big time problem with that.
It's because it happened to LeBron.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a big problem with that.
Uh huh.
I think that's a load.
Oh, I agree.
I think it is an atrocity.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
What are some of your solutions to the problem? And then we need to.
remove them.
Yeah.
There is no reason that they should be sitting right there.
Nope.
Remove them completely.
That's
Don't
what
move
they-
them up.
That's what makes a
Don't
wide.
move them up because then you're taking fan seats away.
No, that's what they make wide angle lens.
Remove
for.
them. When you watch it on the TV, you're not getting an angle from this way. You're getting an angle from the broadcast view. That's all the viewing public needs to see.
That's what they make wide angle lens and zoom.
Why
lens
the
for.
hell they got to be right there? And
Right.
don't move them up because then you're taking great seats away from the fans. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Say you want this, you got to go past the sideline. They should be nowhere near the baselines. They need to be past the sidelines if they want to view. They should be like every other cameraman. Every other freaking cameraman has to view it from this angle. They
Right.
can't go right under the goal and go.
Right.
Every other damn
No,
cameraman has
that's
to do
what
it from that
That's
way.
what I meant when I said move them up. I mean from the two goalpost areas.
Every damn cameraman has to view it from where the audience is viewing it from.
Right.
Why they got to be different?
Right.
Get rid of them. Careers have ended because of this.
I agree.
And now because LeBron gets a damn cut on the back of his head, where, by the way, he has absolutely no hair and nothing to protect that.
I agree.
And didn't wear a headband, that
Right.
might help you.
Right.
Okay?
For once.
Right.
Because usually he's wearing
Right. Now, I'm not blaming it on LeBron.
Oh, no.
I'm saying that it is
No, no.
absolutely blasphemous
Right.
that this has to happen. All of a sudden, we're making it a headline because, oh my God, LeBron's hurt. He's fine. He's fine.
I'm very surprised that they let him go back out on the court before they were sure he was finished bleeding.
How about Paul George?
You realize he was still kind of bleeding when they let him get back on
It
the
is
court?
blasphemous. It is blasphemous.
I've been saying for a long time that those cameramen
They are no different than any other human being. Every other human being that goes to an NBA game has to sit in the damn stands.
Uh-huh.
They should have to do the same thing.
Yep.
That is crap.
Yep.
That is crap.
I agree.
Now, I respect the job that they do, and they do a hell of a job of getting those great angles and camera shots. They are great at what they do.
Right.
I am not.
But they have no
I am not
business sitting
insulting
on
them.
the floor right behind the line.
Because let's be honest, it's also not their fault that they're sitting right there. That's where they are told
Absolutely.
to sit.
So they can get the best
So we
shots.
can't really blame them.
Right.
But at the same
So
time,
they can get the best pictures of the best shots.
at the same time, you are intruding into the game. You are becoming a factor that can affect the outcome of a game.
Yeah.
It needs to stop. Part 2 ends here. Part 3 coming at you next.